Welcome back. Now I want to give a shout out to whoever it was who informed us that this lady had all 4 limbs amputated. And I titled the stream the way that I did, or the thumbnail, because this story has not made it to YouTube yet, as far as I'm aware. Excuse me, not the story, the update. I cannot find this on YouTube. It seems like this story is sort of in the dark, when it should be headline news. It should be. But instead, who makes it headline news? People like us. Regular, everyday people who have an extremely small following. And I think that's what they want. They don't want the masses to be exposed to stories like this. So it's not platformed. It's not shared by the most popular news outlets. Now, if you see anything different, please share it with me. I haven't seen it. But she has lost all 4 limbs. I'm telling you, do not accept a bite from a dog, no matter what the size. And this is all the more reason why small dogs should be seen as just as dangerous, especially when you have youngsters. You have one of those small dogs bite your toddler. That's the equivalent of a large dog biting you. Their saliva is unbelievably toxic. Unbelievably. They could use dog saliva in war. It's so toxic. To the point where, they would make dog saliva laced knives. You know how much more effective a knife would be if it's covered in dog saliva? Without it, you just have a knife wound. With the dog saliva, you may need a limb amputated. I mean, this stuff is insanely toxic. Now, this is a sad, disturbing story. And it's going to be hard for this lady and her family to get through this.
We have new information on a woman who survived a dog attack in Okmulgee last week. Her family says she's now lost both arms and legs after another surgery this weekend. Okmulgee police say they know for certain one dog was involved, and that dog was killed by the victim's boyfriend.
Police say there was another dog there at the time, but officers didn't find any evidence the second dog was involved in the attack, so that animal is still alive. The victim's mother tells News on 6's Chloe Abbott, every day seems to just get worse. Chloe?
Craig and Aaron, after losing all 4 of her limbs, Janelle...
I'm sorry. How's every day getting worse when she's in the hospital? That lets you know that the infections caused by the dog's saliva is far beyond the education given to these doctors. It sounds like the doctors are confused. The saliva and infection seems to be ahead of their knowledge. That is scary, and that's more than enough reason to avoid them.
Janelle Scott had another surgery today and has more scheduled for this week. Janelle told her mother this is difficult, but she can and will get through this for her 10-year-old son and her mother, who hasn't left her side. After losing so much, it's not easy staying positive, but Janelle Scott is trying.
Every time she tried to do something, she'd lift up the arm that was amputated, and she called it her lucky fin.
Janelle's mother, Cheryl, appreciates her daughter's humor, especially when she's trying to stay strong for the both of them.
I have to encourage her, and then I have to take a break and go outside and do my crying. I try not to cry in front of her. I don't want her to see me like this.
After Janelle lost her right arm and one of her legs, she was expecting to lose her other leg. But when she woke up from surgery, her left arm had been amputated too.
So that was hard for her. So, but because she was left-handed, so she thought she was going to be able to keep her left arm.
Okmulgee police.
Lord. She was left-handed, had her right arm amputated, and her spirits were sort of up as a result of still having her dominant hand, her left hand. She wakes up from a sleep to find her left arm had been amputated too. All because of a dog. And y'all have the nerve to question me for saying that I hate dogs? The phrase "I hate dogs" is an understatement. I can't find a more powerful phrase, but I need one. These things certainly need to be exterminated from the earth. Now, we know that's not going to happen, so people avoid dogs at all costs. When you go out, stay armed. Do not believe for 1 second that a dog knows you or that you know a dog or any of that nonsense.
Police say the dogs were secured in the trailer near East 12th Street, but it was broken into, which may have been why the dogs got outside. Police say the person who lived in the trailer wasn't home at the time of the attack, and Cheryl says Janelle didn't know he wasn't at the trailer.
I'm just hoping he had...
I'm not a doctor, but the results are the same as those people who contracted capnocytophaga and their body was infected with sepsis and they needed all their limbs amputated. It's the same result, despite the fact that they haven't informed us that she had capnocytophaga and that she developed sepsis. So there's more than one reason why you may have your limbs amputated if you're attacked by a dog. From what I understand, from what I'm gathering from this, they haven't mentioned capnocytophaga, that she simply needed her limbs amputated because of some other infection that continued to spread.
Dogs were secured in the trailer near East 12th Street, but it was broken into, which may have been why the dogs got outside. Police say the person who lived in the trailer wasn't home at the time of the attack, and Cheryl says Janelle didn't know he wasn't at the trailer.
You can see how black her arm is. Yeah, sepsis.
At the time of the attack, and Cheryl says Janelle didn't know he wasn't at the trailer.
I'm just hoping he has to pay the price. You know, Janelle's doing a lot of it.
With her mother's encouragement, Janelle will keep fighting through a long recovery ahead.
Remember, we're strong women, and we're going to beat this. Maybe you're supposed to be a spokesperson for, you know, the dogs biting and you're a survivor.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head, ma'am. If there's one thing that will keep her spirits up without any arms or legs, is to be a spokesperson against these things. She knew the dogs. Keep that in mind. And as the dogs were attacking her, she was calling the dogs by name, asking them to stop. So if she becomes a spokesperson, it's obvious what she's going to talk about. Do not trust these things. No matter if you know them or not, no matter how long you've known them, don't trust them. Stay away from them. Do not adopt them. Do not pet them. If these people bring them into your classroom, you get up and leave. Do not allow anyone to indoctrinate you or tell you that you have capno or that you have cynophobia and that something's wrong with you for wanting to avoid dogs. This is y'all's calling. And I'm saying y'all because she's not the only person in this situation.
Maybe you're supposed to be a spokesperson for, the dogs biting and you're a survivor. Or maybe you're supposed to be a spokesperson to show people that they can live on with 4 lost limbs.
Craig,
What?
Janelle has an...
What's that last part?
The dogs biting and you're a survivor. Or maybe you're supposed to be a spokesperson to show people that they can live on with 4 lost limbs.
Yeah. Nobody wants to live with 4 lost limbs. Nobody wants to do that. What can you do? Nobody wants a life like that. There's no way to project that life as acceptable. The only thing that's going to keep her going, in my opinion, is to rally against dog ownership. Against it. There's no other option. I'm sorry.
For, the dogs biting and you're a survivor. Or maybe you're supposed to be a spokesperson to show people that they can live on with 4 lost limbs.
Craig, Janelle has another surgery in a few days to remove more off her legs. They're hoping she'll have enough muscle remaining on both her legs and her left arm to be eligible for prosthetics.
Let's hope so. Chloe Abbott reporting live. Thanks, Chloe. Okmulgee police say the owner of the dogs was in jail at the time of the attack, and the person taking care of them was ticketed. Police say this attack is still
ticketed. This is why I walk the earth armed. Let your worthless mutt, I hate these things. I hate their guts. And I wish nothing but death for all dogs. I wish nothing, I hope they catch a disease that tortures them for days. Each and every one of them. You cannot criticize me for a wish. This is what I wish. Every single worthless mutt on this earth, I don't care if they've attacked anyone or not. I hope you catch some weird infection that causes them to suffer for days and then keel over. You good for nothing vermin. They do this to too many. Do y'all know here recently a 10-year-old was killed? This was published yesterday. A girl, 10 years old, died from a XL bully attack. Guess what? It was the family dog. See that? Her family's XL bully. And they were inside the home when it happened. Guess what else? They say that the girl and the dog, see that? Had a close, loving relationship. So all of you dog owners who said that, hey, this doesn't pertain to me because my dog has a loving relationship with my child. I know there are many of you who said that when I suggested that they be euthanized and that I wished that they catch a disease that unalives them. Well, that doesn't pertain to me and my dog. And how many stories like this have I shared? Have we gone over? Where the youngster allegedly had a loving relationship with the dog, and then one day the dog decides to torture them to death. It is a disservice every time I say that a dog simply unalived a person or a youngster. So please correct me if I ever accidentally do that again. Because I want to emphasize every single time that this and all dog attacks is torture. Torture. And that is what dog lovers are most against. They are most against dogs suffering before death. But when it happens to a person, you never hear them point out that that person suffered, even when it's a youngster. No attention is paid to the fact that it was not a painless death. It was not a fast death. It was a slow, painful death. Where during the attack, you know for sure that the victim was pleading for their life, calling the dog by its alleged name, begging it to stop. At 10 years old, you claim they had a loving relationship. You know this youngster was confused. Why are you attacking me? Don't you know me? I live with you. We've had countless moments snuggled up in front of the TV. I have kissed you. You've licked my face. So why are you attacking me? And for a youngster that young to be faced with death, and you know that they know what death is, and if they're getting mutilated, you know that they are about to die. And nobody in society reflects on these unalivings. Nobody reflects on the fact that they suffered before death. Society in general, right now, is extremely inhumane. And, you know, I appreciate everybody who's done their part to help keep them on their toes and to keep a spotlight on this degeneracy. This is truly one of the most degenerate dynamics in society. No matter where dogs are found, they are some of the worst additions to those societies. Wait a minute. We got one more. How many of y'all heard of this story? This surfaced recently as well. Where this lady, okay, at very least this is an update. Listen to this.
Vicious dog attack. A woman is speaking only with KHOU 11 after a horrific dog attack nearly killed her in her own yard.
Yeah, this attack happened last week, and today a vet put down 2 of the 4 dogs involved at the request of the owner. Sherman Chow spoke with the mother of 2 about this terrifying ordeal at her Katy home.
It was Friday night about 9 o'clock when Christy Burrell came out to open the gates to her driveway. Her husband was coming home in a little bit, but she never got that far before she heard the dogs barking.
They started biting my legs, and I was screaming, and I was thrashing and hitting and trying to stop them.
Somehow her neighbors...
You have to be armed, ma'am. You got to be armed. You got to be armed for the dogs. You can never trust these things. Don't trust your purse. Don't trust your cane, your umbrella, or any other weapon that you look for. I don't care what it is, a stick, a rock. No, you need something serious that's going to neutralize these worthless mutts.
But somehow her neighbor's dogs got through or over the gate into her yard.
Of course. Look at that worthless fence. Come on, man.
Into her yard.
And they started pulling me apart, like tug of war. So one dog had me here and was pulling me one way, and two other dogs had my head and were pulling me the other way. And I could feel them ripping my scalp off. I knew that it was it. I was gonna die.
Then out of nowhere, an angel, another neighbor.
But she jumped on top of me and covered me with her body. They were ignoring her and still pulling and trying to bite at me.
And then another neighbor showed up, this one with a gun. He was able to shoot and kill two of the...
Hallelujah. That's what I'm talking about. Hot lead for these worthless mutts. And truth be told, like I just said, every single one of them deserves just that. That's the only thing they deserve. Just get rid of them.
The pit bulls.
Her parents have flown in from Florida, now helping Christy's husband care for her and their 9-year-old son, who called 911 the night of the attack. The Waller County Sheriff's...
There you go. Even though a youngster wasn't involved, this youngster is traumatized for life. You know, a young person need to see this. Unreal that this is swept under the rug, all because a dog did it. You let me go out and do stuff like this. Let me go out and torture a 10-year-old to death. It's going to be headline news. Donald Trump's going to get up and talk about it. They're going to take my mugshot, and Trump is going to hold my photo up and all of that.
Office tells me 2 other pit bulls were put down earlier today, and the owner has been cited for failure to restrain animals and failure to provide proof of a rabies vaccine.
Lord.
That night, Lifeline flew Christy to Memorial Hermann Hospital. Her injuries are extensive, from her shoulder to her legs, back, and buttocks. And then there are the psychological scars.
They're dead. They're dead.
Christy has terrifying nightmares that the dogs will come back. And something else?
I'm worried about bald spots in my scalp. My hair, this is gonna sound so conceited, but I have beautiful hair. I've always had long, beautiful, thick hair.
Every woman...
You disgusting therapy dog handlers, you need to keep your filthy cells and your filthy mutts out of our schools, out of our hospitals, dentist offices, libraries. Stop promoting these things. That need to stop right now. Stop promoting these things, especially stop promoting them to youngsters, you filthy lowlives. These things deserve nothing but negativity from us. If they're not going to be exterminated, then they deserve to be hated, despised, left in those shelters to rot forever. How dare y'all praise these mutants? Shame on y'all. Dog lovers need to be ashamed of yourselves.
Understands exactly what you're thinking right now. It's not clear when the stitches will come back, how long the recovery will take, or if her hair will all grow back. What is clear, Christy is going to need a lot of physical therapy. Back to you.
A long road to recovery. Sherman, what an ordeal for that young woman. Thank you. Christy is left with thousands of dollars in medical bills and is unable to work as she heals from those injuries.
You know, journalists should not speak about cases like this in an individual term. You heard how he worded that? What an ordeal for that particular woman. No, she is a member of a group of people, and this is constant. This is every day. People getting ripped apart, lives being ruined, people being traumatized, and at least half of all victims are 12 and under, and that includes newborns, infants. And people want to get up, travel the world, and instead talk about what? A bunch of meaningless, pointless rubbish. I mentioned it before in a recent stream. People have completely lost touch of what's important in the world. I don't want to hear no lecture about nothing else. If it don't involve saving people's lives, putting an end to ruining people's lives, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from any of you who want to deflect and talk about things that's not important. We really need to stay mindful of what's important. Now, and you know what? I take that back. We know what's important in the world. In this corner of YouTube. We just sitting back waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. I don't know what it is, people, but this is alarming. How brain dead so many people are living in this matrix where they're almost like detached from reality. Because despite these stories, people are going to continue to praise dogs. They're going to continue to make movies about them. You're going to continue to see them in commercials. They're going to continue to project these things as saviors to humanity and angels on earth. It's past time we snapped out of this. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.